Good morning, friends. This is Professor Dr. Ines Pawar, working as a professor and head Department of Botany in Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sindikeda. Today we are going to study the thallus organization in algae or range of thallus in algae. The algal thallus may be broadly categorized into two subgroups, that is unicellular thallus and multicellular thallus. The unicellular thallus are either motile one or maybe non-motile one. Similarly, the multicellular thallus may further categorized into colonial, filamentous, then parenchymatous, pseudoparenchymatous, siphonoecious. In case of filamentous thallus, there are certain subtypes, that is the filaments may be unbranched, may be branched, or heterostricous branching system is reported. In case of colonial algae, the colony may be motile or non-motile one. Now, the thalli of algae shows the range of organization starting from unicellular to highly organized multicellular habit. The plant body is differentiated into root-like, stem-like, and the leaf-like structures, giving the higher plant-like appearance. In case of multicellular one, the size ranges from few microns to the several meters. The unicellular alga. The unicellular forms of algae are also called as acellular algae. They are functions as a complete living organism. The single cell itself functions as a unicellular organism. The unicellular forms are common in all the plant groups of algae except Rhodophyceae and Phaeophyceae and the Charophyceae. The unicells may be motile or non-motile in nature. This is the diagram showing the motile characteristic feature of the unicellular algae. The example is Chlamydomonas and the chlorella. This is the video that is showing some movement of the algae. The video is showing the structure of the Chlamydomonas cell and how the interior content of the Chlamydomonas cell, how the motile unicellular forms are moved from one place to other. This is the Chlamydomonas cell moving from one place to the other. This is the Chlamydomonas. This is the typical example of the unicellular motile cell forms. How the single cell moves by using its flagella. This is the lovely diagram. This is the interior of the Chlamydomonas cells. We do not go into the deep into the characteristics, but we just proceed to the next video. This is the movement of the Chlamydomonas unicellular forms, the Euglena and that of the Chlamydomonas. How the motile Chlamydomonas cells are formed. All these videos are taken from internet, the source. I not personally prepared, and I am not going to use it for commercial purpose also. This is the typical example where the Chlamydomonas cells and Euglena are moving from one place to the other. The aim behind showing this video is just to know how the movement of the unicellular cell, motile cells, takes place. This is the process of division of the cell in Microasteris algae. How the content is transferred from one part to the other part of the during division. This is Microasteris thomasiana during the cell division. This slide shows the video showing the movement of the certain algal forms, where how they looks like in microscope. These are the certain diatoms which showing movement in the slide under microscope. This is the movement of certain alga. These are the desmids which shows some movement. During the cell division process. This is the movement of the diatoms which shows its action. The diatoms are lovely algae having different ornamentation on their cell wall and very characteristic shape and size. The interesting Navicula diatom here. Showing the endospore in the cells. This is the thread-like structure nostoc. Here is the different thallus organization is in the microscopic slides. This is a thread unbranched filamentous Spirogyra with a spiralar chloroplast. Is Clostridium, Cosmarium, Pediastrum, Volvox colonies, Euglena, the Euglena swimming in the slide, Psenodesmus, Pyridinium, now this is a example of the motile unicellular alga. It is an euglena having a single anterior flagella using which it moves from one place to the other. The motile unicells may be rhizopodial or may be the flagellated, as one we have seen in the videos as well as in diagram of euglena. The rhizopodial forms lacks a rigid cell wall and have the cytoplasmic projections that helps in the amoeboid movement, for example in Chrysomobia and Rhizochloris. This is an example of the rhizopodial unicellular forms. The cell wall is very thin and showing the pseudopodia by which it can move. This is an unicellular example of the Chlamydomonas. The flagellated unicells resemble with that of the motile gametes called as the zoospores. The flagella functions as an organ of locomotion. The flagella of unicells are found in many group of algae. The flagellated unicells are found in many group of the algae. For example, Pacotus and Chlamydomonas of the Chlorophyceae, Euglena and Euglenoid of Euglenophyceae. The second type of unicellular unicellular thallus is the non-motile one. The non-motile cells may be spiral having the spiral filament as found in the Spirulina, for example, the Cyanophycean member. The Coccoids unicellular alga are also simplest form of the algae found in Cyanophyceae, Chlorophyceae, for example, Glyocapsa and Chlorella. This is a typical example of unicellular algae found in most marine condition, particularly in Sindhudurg port of Maharashtra Konkan. It is has a unique characteristics having the basal holding structure and the umbrella-like top. This is the live diagram of this algae called as Acetabularia. This is unicellular algae, that is Chlorella. Now the second type of thallus is multicellular algae. The first one is of colonial type. The colonial habit is achieved by loose organization, aggregation of the number of cells within the common mucilaginous investment. The cells of these are usually remain connected with one another by cytoplasmic threads. There may be synohynum when the colony has a definite number of cells with a definite shape and arrangement. It is called as a synobium. The synobium may be motile or non-motile one. If they are motile or in motile forms, the cells are flagellated and whole synobium can move by organized beating action of the flagella. For example, Volvox, Pandorina, Eudorina, and in Volvox, synobium has a holosphere. This is a diagram of Volvox. This is the matured structure of the Volvox, which has holo structure and it moves from one place to another place. It is a motile colony. This is the diagram of Volvox, and this is the having definite number of the cells. This is Synedesmus, and it is an example of the non-motile colony called as a Hydrodictyon. Now, non-motile colonial forms in this type, the cells are without flagella. Thereby the synobium is not motile. For example, Synedesmus, Hydrodictyon. Then the second type is aggregated form. Unlike synobium, the cells are aggregated irregularly, showing a colony mass of various size and shape. This is the example of Hydrodictyon. It is of three types, that is palmuloid, dendroid and rhizopodial one. The palmuloid in this type of non-motile cells remain embedded in the amorphous gelatinous mucilaginous matrix. Each and every cells of organization is independent and can perform all the functions as an individual. The Chlamydomonas and Chromulina represent palmuloid as a temporary feature in their life cycle, but the Tetraspora and Palmodictyon, Chlorophycean member, Glyocloris and Chlorosascus of the Xanthophycean member, Phaeocystis of Chrysophycean and Microcystis of Cyanophycean are the palmuloid habitat in the permanent feature. Now the dendroid one. In this type of form, the number, shape and size of the cells is variable. uh, the they looks like microscopic trees, for example Paranochladus, then Egbalocystis, then Ichrysodendron. The mucilaginous threads is present at the base of each cell, thus showing a short polarity. Then next type is rhizopodial one. In this type of cell type, the cells are united through the rhizopodia, for example Chrysostrum of the Chrysophycemus. These are the certain diagrams of the colonial form. Now the next category of multicellular thallus is the filamentous one. The filamentous plant body is formed through the repeated cell division in the single plane and single direction, where the cells remain firmly attached to each other end to end, forming a chain or a thread called as a filament. The filaments may be branched or unbranched one. This is the diagram showing both the type of filaments, that is Cladophora, one branched filamentous algae, and Eulothrix as well as Spirogyra, the unbranched filamentous algae. This is the diagram of Spirogyra, one of the unbranched filamentous algae. It is the unbranched filamentous algae. They may be free floating, for example Spirogyra, or maybe the attached to the substratum, for example Eulothrix and Oedogonium. The free floating unbranched filaments are not differentiated into the basal and apical cells, but those which are attached to certain substratum, they are having some basal cells by which they are attached to the substratum, and the apical cells which is flowing in the or buoyancy of the water. All the cells in the filaments are alike, but the branched filamentous that remain attached to the substratum are differentiated from the other base and differentiated into base and apex cells. All the cells of the filaments are similar except the basal attachment cell that is specially modified for the purpose called as a holdfast or rhizoidal cell. The cells is devoid of the chloroplast and only perform the function of the anchorage. So certain degree of division of labor among these cells have been reported in case of such filamentous forms. The basal cell anchorage, while the other are involved in the synthesis of food material as well as the reproductive purposes. Now next is the branched filamentous algae. It is formed when the filament occasionally start division in the second plane. It is of two types. There are certain true branches or maybe the false branches. The trichomes of the Brueggens may break either due to death or decay of the intercalary cells. The broken end emerges out as the mucilage sheath in the form of a branch. They do not arise as a lateral growth, for example Cytonema. This is an example of the branched algae, that is one of them is Oedogonium, then Cladophora, then Cytonema. Then in case of truly branched, when the cells in the filaments occasionally starts division in the second plane, two branches are formed. Thus two branches arise at a lateral outgrowth to form the branched filament, branch of the main filament. The true branches are of following three types: simple filaments, heterostachous habit, and pseudoparenchymatous habit. The simple filaments, in this branching system, the whole thallus remain attached to the substratum by a basal cell, and the branches may arise from any cell of the filament except the basal one, for example Cladophora, which we have already seen in the previous slides. Next is the heterostachous type of habitat is reported. In this case, the branching system of the whole thallus is differentiated into two branching system. One of them is prostate branching system and the second one is erect branching system. Both the prostate and erect systems may well developed, for example Fritzella and Ectocarpus one. The progressive elimination of the prostate system is observed in Draphnaldiopsis as Strigocolinium of the and of erect system as in case of Coleochaete. The function of the prostate branching system is to encourage the thallus to the substratum, and the function of the erect system is reproduction and photosynthesis as well. This is the diagram of Ectocarpus, where it has prostate system which is attached to the substratum, and this is the erect system. These are the structures showing the multicellular sporangia in them. This is the diagram of Draphnaldiopsis. This one is of Coleochaete, and this is of the Ectocarpus. Now, third type of is the pseudoparenchymatous habit. If one or more central of axial filament together with their branches fuses to form the parenchymatous structure, it is called as pseudoparenchymatous one. The cells are not truly parenchymatous one, but they appear like a parenchymatous cells, hence they are referred as a pseudoparenchymatous cells. If it is formed by the branch of a single filament, then it is called as a uniaxial type of pseudoparenchymatous algae. And if it is formed by the more than one branches filaments, it is called as multiaxial filament. For example, Polysiponia. This is the diagram of Polysiponia, which is formed from the many axes to form the pseudoparenchymatous algae. Now, next type of filamentous multicellular thallus is Siphonaceous forms. In this case, the thallus is aseptate but multinucleated one. It is also called as cenocytic. It may be a simple branched, for example, Vauqueria, or very elaborated with a clear division of labor differentiated into the aerial and substratum portions, like in case of Botrytium. The nuclei are freely moving in the protoplasm of the common protoplasm of the Siphonaceous algae. This is an example of so this one is the Botrytium, this is one is the Vauqueria. This is the diagram of Vauqueria, in which the entire thallus is accepted and formed during all the nuclei are moving in the thallus. This is an example of the Batrachospermum and Polysiponia, the pseudoparenchymatous. Now, the fourth form type of the thallus is the parenchymatous forms. When the cells of filaments divide into the multi-directional plants, it results the formation of the parenchymatous thallus and ultimately becoming folios and flats. For example, vulva, then tubular, as in case of example is Enteromorpha and Cytosipon, and the complex one called as the sargassum or fucus structure. The growth of the parenchymatous thalli may be diffused in all direction, then intercalary when the dividing regions remain in the intercalary position, for example as in case of Laminaria, then trichothalic growth as specialized intercalary meristem at the base of the terminal here called as the porphyra, and apical one when one or more well defined apical cells divided at the to provide the remainder of the thallus, for example fucus one. These are the certain diagrams of the algae. This one is the sargassum, this is porphyra, and this is one is a vulva. This is the diagram of vulva, which is from the foliar structure. Thank you. If you have any questions, then you can ask me on the my channel. Please subscribe this channel and share it. This is an attempt to give the content to the students by using certain videos and slides which are prepared by using certain references and the sources available on the internet. There is no commercial use of making this video. Thank you.